Now, so Lamborghini season has arrived and the season pass is available to buy. And yeah, I know there's a small bit of confusion people had with asking where's the 50% discount on the Legend Pass if you got that unlocked in the in the Porsche Pass. The one thing about that is the fact that 50% discount is just on the bundle pass. So what that kind of means is instead of getting like this Legend Pass at a fiver, which I think some people were expecting, it does mean that instead of the €30 pass here for the 15 tier unlocks, that's now 15. So it kind of makes that one a small bit more reasonable, really, if you wanted to not do all the missions and grind your way through this. But at the same time, I'm very against kind of paying to play a game less. If I want to play a game less, I'll not play the game. So yeah, like, just know there isn't a mistake if you're seeing the base pass at $9.99, even if you unlock that reduction in the last one. That reduction is just on the bundle pass. One problem right now though is the fact that the Shockwave quest is not completing at all for players. You do get one car guaranteed pretty much from this season pass. This is always a case of like you have a chance to unlock and you have a chance to get something. But the thing is, there is another car based in this season pass which pretty much needs you to have all of the Lamborghinis maxed out, and that includes one which you won't get until this actual season pass. And the general thoughts on that car is that most players won't be maxing it out. So like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy this. I would advise that if you're going to spend any money on Asphalt 9 Legends, you would do it for the Legend Pass. Because if you're going to be playing this game pretty much over the next 2 months, these Legend Passes are always pretty much the best value for money. And you get fairly cool stuff from them. Like, keep in mind again when it says like 3 extra gas capacity, that's unlocked at level 15 for the first 2, and then later on the thing. The daily free ticket refill is immediately available. The 2 classic extra packs, that comes in the form of the 4-hour cooldown for those classic packs being reduced to a 3-hour. So it just means you can get those more often. It doesn't mean that you get 2 extra. The 60% rep bonus and the 60% trade bonus, those again are things that you unlock throughout the pass as you go. So you don't get everything immediately, so you want to take a look at the actual season pass and see what you unlock as it goes through it. But yeah, again, I would always say if you're going to spend any cash at all in this game, definitely get the Legend Pass first before looking at any of the other DLCs, because this gives you like stuff to do throughout the season. And yeah, I'm gonna go and get it here and then do the first series of quests. But yeah, with the exception of that Shockwave quest, because yeah, that one just doesn't work right now. The perform 5 shockwaves in a race. Stephanie on Discord has made a point that there's a fix being worked on for it. It's strange that it's the first quest, but yeah, this game has some issues. This game has a couple of extra crashes recently, so that's been a bit odd. But yeah, I'm gonna get this pass and get cracking into some of these missions. I'm gonna put tags down below if there's any of these in particular which involve certain tracks, but usually the first quests on these are pretty easy. But if there's anything outstanding, I'll make sure and make note of it down below in the timeline of this video. If this is one of my first videos you're watching, guys, do please click subscribe down below, give a like, leave a comment as well if you're getting this season pass or if you've been burned by events and stuff in the last while. I see quite a lot of players are upset at the DS botting being removed. Like, Gameloft had to take action against that because people were doing stuff other than just botting with the DS thing. There was something else going on there in the background. So yeah, I'm kind of all for that, really. I come from playing MMOs previous to this game, so for me, anything that involves playing a game without any interaction was always a thing that I was kind of like wary of and careful of, and said it to people of like, oh, just be careful, because companies normally stop that. So yeah, I'm really not against this. I really enjoy multiplayer 1 now, given the fact that, like, yeah, it's all racers inside there, and I found it a lot more fun to have, yeah, just racers in races. But that's just me. I know that there are some people who really like that DS botting as a way of getting credits, and I'd like if there was a way to get credits, because yeah, I'm completely out at this stage. There needs to be a way of like a balance between getting credits and doing it properly, kind of thing, so to speak. But yeah, definitely the DS bot removal is something that I can see exactly why they've done that. But yeah, I'm just wondering, if you played through the Porsche season, will you be getting this one? Because the Lamborghini season's cars are known to be weaker than in the Porsche season and definitely in the US season. But still, like I said, if you're going to be buying anything from this game in terms of microtransactions, this is still the best bet in terms of like value for money, in terms of the tokens you'll get and the bonuses that you'll get. But yeah, gonna go ahead and pick this up for myself now, because I'm definitely going to be playing this game for the next 2 months. As much as they might try and stop it with weird glitches and bugs, but we'll see. I'm still fairly positive about the Asphalt. And yeah, $9.99 ain't too bad for 2 months worth of content to play. There we go. Skip that purchasing part. But yeah, there's the Legend Pass gotten. Anyway, it's a strange one. This is actually, I'm pretty sure, able to do it in-game. Some games require you to drop out of game and then pop back in once you've actually gotten the Season Pass, or once you buy DLC and such. But yeah, this is one that Asphalt 9 gets right. Yay, kudos. It does say tap to continue though, which does not work, which is always great. Looking down through these first missions though for episode 1, and yeah, there's not a lot that's going to really cause people issues here. I think I heard some people actually saying that they were missing text on some of these, but I do not seem to have that bug, at least anyway. Admittedly, perform shockwaves in a daily car loot event. Yeah, that one doesn't work right now anyway. There's a fix for it coming on the way though. Perform 7 perfect runs on a single race. Open card packs. These can normally apply for anything which gives you a random blueprint or import part or so. So anything, even like doing a few runs of the car hunt for the titanium at the moment it's in game, will count towards that. After doing 5 runs, you'll unlock that. Perform 30 stunts. Very easy. Perform 5 shockwave knockdowns. I think some people managed to do that in a single multiplayer race. Finish races in Himalayas or Osaka. That's pretty cool. Now you've got like multiple options with some of these kind of more grindy ones, so when that's coming up in multiplayer, that's pretty cool. Finish top 3 in a race in San Fran. Finish in first place in Scotland. Perform 10 seconds nitro time in a single race. Perform perfect nitros again, just putting the car into that blue state, and pick up 10 nitro bottles in a single career race. Now the thing is, a lot of those can probably actually be done in the same race. So pick up 10 nitro bottles, perform 13 perfect nitros, 10 seconds of nitro time. Let's see, shockwave knockdowns, 30 stuns, and 7 perfect runs. So looking for perfect runs, shockwaves and stunts in Shanghai Podung Rise in a career race. Just trying to think, where would I do that? Now, that Shanghai course is available in 2 places here at the very, very start of career mode. So it's available in pure muscle cars, and it's in the C-Class Novice. Now, because I'm going to go for the stunts and as many of those perfect runs as possible, as well as shockwave knockdowns, I'm going to go with the C-Class Novice, because yeah, that way you'll be able to like use cars with a small bit more handling than those muscle cars to yeah, get the extra goals and stuff on top of this, because I want to see, is it possible to knock out as many of these as possible. Car requirements for this is incredibly low at 809 as well, so I'm not expecting the AI to make any attempt at escaping from me here. I'm not going to use the fastest cars, and best thing for things like shockwave knockdowns and stuff like that, it's going to be either the Cura H2 Speed or else the Viper AC, or possibly for filling up the nitro as fast as possible. So I'm going to go with my Viper ACR, one of my favorite C-Class cars in terms of sheer crazy handling. This is pretty much the Grand Sport or the Senna in a C-Class car. You got quite a lot of time on this, but yeah, I need 5 shockwave nitro knockdowns. That should be doable, especially with AI in the 819. Like, these missions get more and more of a grind as the quests and weeks goes on normally throughout these season passes, which is a bit of a shame really that it doesn't start the other way around with the long grind at the start, so that you can be working on them slowly. But yeah, I guess that way it makes it a bit more exciting towards the second half of this. Let's see. Wow. Try and get my perfect runs. Just put the car into a blue state, out of a blue state. Need to do that 30 times, and just a one issue you might have with the slower AI is the fact that they're going to want to go in different routes from you. Just trying to see if we're going to line up for another nitro shockwave. As for the nitro bottles, I'm actually kind of skipping over some of those. I'm thinking, will I even just stop for a second just for the AI? See if I can count some extra stunts in as well. I'm sure that you could easily get 30 stunts in a single race, right? I really do just want to kind of wait up as well for the AI. And just do 360, perfect nitro, 360, perfect nitro. And we're really gonna have to slow up here because, yeah, that AI just is completely so low tuned on this one. I may even just stop here for a second, make sure I get these 10 nitro bottles. Taking this AI very seriously, of course. Did that one just run itself into a wall to avoid me? Alright, I'm gonna see if I can finish off the other quests of this. Perfect. Back and forth through these bottles. I'm sure this is exactly how this quest was intended to be complete. There we go. Trying to think, how many of those boxes did that awful run manage to take off here? I'm not sure if I actually got 5 shockwave knockdowns, but yeah. Definitely quite a few more than I would normally get. It's one of the few quests I have yet to do because, yeah, I tend to race this a bit on the cleaner side, but from 10 seconds to nitro time in a single race, simple. 30 perfect nitros, just putting the car into and out of that blue nitro state. Pick up 10 nitro bottles in a single career race, sorted. Oh, so I didn't actually get the 5 nitro shockdowns. Unfortunate. Curses. I needed 4 more stuns and 1 more shockwave knockdown, so I need to go through 1 more run of that. But yeah, I'm gonna need to get a couple of races grinded out here in Scotland, San Fran and the Himalayas for that. Anyway, I'll go through the easiest tracks for those. One other thing as well is that 7 wasn't 7 perfect nitros, it's actually 7 perfect runs. So yeah, not gonna get that when you're like bouncing a car off a wall like that. Perfect run is where you have the car over 75% speed and you're driving without hitting walls. You can hit opponents, but it's best to just avoid them. One way of doing that is just with a long track and just put the car into touch drive. Touch drive drives really slowly, but if you went into career race and say any track that uses something like dipping down on Himalayas, for example, is a really long track, put a slow car in there on touch drive and it'll probably do this one automatically just with absolutely no input whatsoever. Like, perfect runs are something the touch drive is very good at doing, just because it'll tend to stay in the middle of the track and drive slowly but just fast enough to actually do these perfect runs in a single race, just if you're having any troubles with that one. No, so handy enough place to find this is just B class novice. It's the last track of this. I'd really advise like unlocking as much of the career mode and the quick races as possible as well, because you never know when these tracks are going to be useful for like doing practice runs on various tracks. And because of the fact that I want as many perfect runs as possible, not really aiming for a fast car here, so I'm just going to select a DB 11, put it in touch drive and just select play. And now that might be able to win that race, but it may not, just because the DB11 and touch drive does not go well together, especially if you leave it with no input. But the one thing that it should definitely do on dipping down with 1.5 minutes is it should be able to do 7 perfect runs. Like a perfect run is just a run of about 20 seconds with the car speed, like I was saying earlier, at about 75%. So yeah, it's slightly something that's easier to just leave touch drive take over at and just leave it and do its own thing. It doesn't matter, like I said, about cars shunting you. It is just about like going off the track and actually into the walls and stuff like that. So touch drive, no input, should be okay to not do that unless the AI are incredibly aggressive and put you into a wall. You can keep track of it on the right hand side where it says perfect runs. If you try and do this yourself and you just try and do it by driving slowly, it can, you can find it where it'll just basically, you'll be doing the run and the perfect run portion won't pop up at the side of the screen. So like it is possible to just drive slightly too slow for these to actually count. But doing it like this, just I'm not doing anything with my hands. I'm just leaving the car run and do its own thing, because it is just one of those ones where you need to do 20 races on Himalayas anyway, so why not just let one of those races be just a very long track. And like I said, with touch drive, no input, it'll run, do its thing, and should hopefully reward us with the quest of that complete. And it looks like the DB11 is possibly gonna come in first place still. It's gonna be close. Will I get another perfect run before the end of the track? No, it did not. 7 perfect runs in a single race. Like I said, it's as easy as just pick a long track, give it touch drive, give it a slow enough car, and you're gold. And here, B-Class Novice, final race, dipping down. So Class D Novice, definitely best place to go for those. Can use Scotland, the Rocky Valley for the first one. Cliffhanger works fine in Himalayas for the second one. It's just right around the thing. And just be careful with San Fran not to pick track number 5. It's number 6 that's easier, because track 5 involves the AI cops. So just be careful with that, because they will try and like stop your car and knock it down. So it's easiest just pick track number 6 and then just run it, and that'll be way faster for you. But like any of these ones at the start here, you can just do it multiple times and just touch drive, select the car. They have a requirement of like 700 or so, so you should have at least a handful of cars that'll be like capable of just touch driving those, hopefully. Hooray! 20! And hooray for getting bored and going to get coffee! Touch drive's awesome for this, not botting. And cheers! Coffee! And cheers! 10 San Francisco runs done with touch drive. Whoa, those are already boring at 10 races. I kind of forgotten about that. But that's all of the day 1 quests done for me, at least anyway. This episode 1, perform shockwaves in daily car loot events. I mean, that would be simple, but they're just not counting at all for the time being, at least anyway, until a hotfix will probably come in for that in the next day or so. These ones are really easy, just getting a nice quick start to the Legend Pass here for this Lamborghini season, which is pretty cool. It's bad always to start with like a mistake like that, but let's grab those rewards and see. You got like the Lamborghini Asterion having its custom pieces. That's pretty cool. Weird one to see. The Inventor SV Coupe is the free car on this tier. You get a load of blueprints for that. But the Lamborghini Gallardo is your exclusive Legend Pass car here. That's pretty cool. Like, it's a nice Lamborghini C-Class car. So, I'll be looking forward to getting that and unlocking it. But let's see, you've got some Asteron custom pieces. AMG part that gets trashed. Another Asteron rims. Front bumper for that. The Inventor SV Coupe, which is a great car, but I have it maxed already. Some Gallardo blueprints, more Astron custom pieces. The decal for that, which is weird to give as the first unlock, because I'm obviously not going to get to use that for quite a while. And the front bumper again here for the Astron. Let's see, if I was to be able to get 66 more points, it'll probably bring me up here to where I'd be getting the 5 more blueprints for the Inventor, which would just be trashed, and a body part for the Lamborghini as well in the Asterion. Now, there's nothing immediately coming up that I want, like the extra things that you unlock from this, like fuel and such, so I'm not going to spend tokens on getting any levels for now, at least. Next week's stuff, I'll see how close that brings to like stage 15 there, because that is something that is really useful to have, those 2 fuel units, especially now with the multiplayer modes being kind of like where you want to be using your best cars. It's not just farming DS farmers if you're in there driving yourself. So yeah, definitely like that one is something that people will want to get as soon as possible if you're racing a fair bit. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna get for the unlocks this week. I'm missing out on that because of the bugged mission, but yeah, I'm just gonna take a look at those Asterion custom pieces at least. The Asterion though, it's weird. It's like a lot of custom pieces involved for that, but it's always been one of those cars where like it's even from the time you unlock it, you normally have like a couple of nicer B-class cars, and it's not bad. It's just not really good, and yeah, I'm not sure if really putting some custom pieces on this is going to make it exciting enough to make up for that lack of stats and stuff that this car has. It'd be cool if it looked nice at least, I guess. Ah, cool. Can I scoop along the ground? Weird the fact that it gets the yellow off the front paint of the cars, although that's different at least. I mean, this will be the question of can you polish a turd? Yeah, there's the front bumpers, and we just have one for the rear as well. Yeah, that looks slightly more interesting. Oh yeah, also got some pretty cool rims for the Asterion. Yeah. Maybe I jumped the gun with saying cool. Not quite yet cool, but still. I think the unique look of the original stock looks kind of better on those. Like, that is a very, very cool kind of design that's on the center of that wheel. I'm not sure what I go for either of those 2 custom pieces at least. With those kind of things, it's always just down to the actual individual preferences of the driver, obviously. That looks pretty cool. No, but like I said, it's kind of in the same category as like the Zero Uno in terms of just, it's a 4-star B-class car. It's not exactly amazing. It's definitely costs quite a bit to unlock that. One thing is, if you're doing those goals still to get blueprints from this for tokens, make sure you do those every single day as fast as possible, because yeah, as soon as you have all of those blueprints for that car unlocked, the goal combo for this turns into 15 tokens instead of being the 1 blueprint for that Asterion. So just keep in mind that if you can get blueprints for the Asterion from somewhere else, as soon as you have all those blueprints every single day, that's an additional 15 tokens that you can start to bank away into your savings for packs and other premium items and stuff. So it's worth chasing down the blueprints for it, but not to have it, more so just to then be able to get different rewards that are better. Now, so that's pretty much all the quests done for the first stage of this anyway. Well, except for the daily loot one, but that should be fixed in the next day or so. Now, like, do keep in mind the fact that you do have 2 real cars related to this, and it's the Lamborghini Veneno and the Gallardo. And you'll get the Gallardo throughout this event if you've got the other Lamborghinis, say like the Egoista and Centenario and everything like that. If you've got those tuned up, starred up, but the Veneno involves actually getting a few of the other cars during this event and token starring them up as well. And like the thing is, during this Lamborghini season pass, you're also going to have the Koenigsegg Jesko Grand Prix going on, and honestly, in terms of where to put your tokens, like, it would be hard to justify saying like, oh, go for the Veneno over the actual putting any of the tokens into the Jesko, just because of the fact that like the Koenigsegg is just this crazy top speed king, especially if you're in a scenario like me where you've got like the car unlocked already and possibly at a low star rating like I have here. Like, I have no worries whatsoever. I can spend all the tokens in the world on that car in the Grand Prix, and I have no stress about unlocking it. You know, I won't have to be fighting for a key because I already have it. So yeah, like I would strongly advise get the season pass, get the stuff out of it, but really, really, when it comes down to the actual Lamborghinis in the pass, or say going and spending tokens on the Jesko, two things to remember. If you have the key for the Jesko already, I think that's a better investment. If you don't have the key for the Jesko, just keep in mind that you're going to get players like me who are doing that Grand Prix for the epic import parts for that car and for the other blueprints and rewards in there, and say, like, I'll be coming into the event with the 2-star Jesko, which will mean the fact that it's regulated in the qualifiers, but as soon as we start the actual Grand Prix, say, if you didn't get to do this in the event beforehand, I'm effectively going to be over 100 blueprints already in an advantage state over players who didn't have that. So, like, if you don't have the Koenigsegg Jesko unlocked, I would strongly advise, once you get to that point, just keep in mind, if you start sinking tokens into it, you already have players who are like 2 stars and 2 stars and a half further into the Koenigsegg. So, like, it's only going to take me like 20 more blueprints and I'll have a 3-star Jesko. If you start this event off and you've got a 0-star one, or well, the 1-star, and then you're going to be starting to get blueprints for this, like, it's quite a bit to catch up with. And also, in terms of the stress factor of it, I'll have no stress because I have the key already. Whereas if you're going into this event and fretting the fact that, like, you could lose all those tokens, it might make it a far more stressful Grand Prix overall because of that. Yeah, do keep in mind as well the fact that the key for this is worth 4k tokens. And I know if you don't have the key, you might have the mindset of, but why would a player who, like, has the key want to win the Grand Prix? And yeah, 100% of people who have this car unlocked will still be aiming to win the Grand Prix because of the fact that winning the Grand Prix gives you the epic import parts for this car. And this car is an absolute monster. Like, look at that top speed stat. 487 in comparison to even something crazy like the 6-star Chiron has a 438 top speed. Like, it absolutely dwarfs that car. It can go about 40 miles an hour faster than it on a flat piece of ground. So, like, yeah, do not expect players to just, like, give up on those top positions in the Grand Prix just if they already have the key, because people are definitely going to want as many epics as they can get out of it, and obviously any of the extra rewards like tokens and stuff back. But yeah, like, I just thought I'd say it because, yeah, obviously people are going into this this Legend Pass and looking at the cars available. The Veneno is a cool looking car. Like, it is a, yeah, Centenario on steroids. It is really, really nice, but at the same time, you know, it's not exactly a king in any category. It is a really, really nice looking Lamborghini. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where if you had this star to up a bit, or if you had an extra star onto the Jesko, it's kind of like the Jesko's always going to be the kind of better investment, I think, in that, really. I might throw some tokens after this if I can get close to getting it unlocked. But yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy with that one. Yeah, I will be obviously getting the Gallardo from the actual Legend Pass, which is a 5-star C-Class car. So that's a pretty nice machine. Like, you can't really argue with this one being a good get from the Legend Pass. But yeah, that Veneno maybe slightly less so. But that's it for this one anyway. Easy enough quests, really. Can do them while getting a coffee for some of those, and yeah, hopefully there'll be a fix for those shockwaves ASAP. But at the same time, like, there's 55 days left to complete that quest, so don't panic too much about it being missing for the time being. It's a really easy one. Just keep in mind that the text on the quest does say daily car loot events. So it has to be the car loot events, which is only that first one on the far left hand side. Just in case you were thinking, oh, maybe that's a mistake that I was doing wrong. No, it still doesn't work in the daily car loot events. But anyway, guys, if you watch this, really appreciate the support. If you got the season pass, like I said, do let us know. Or if you were burned from the previous one, or just didn't have fun with it, let us know in the comments down below. And yeah, all feedback on these, like, it's pretty cool because like you have other players who chat here, and like I said, it goes back to the Asphalt 9 Discord server as well if people have individual problems with these. So yeah, guys, sub button up there as always. There's Indie or Rowdy up there, new one of those in the way, which is cool. And yeah, there's other stuff on my channel at this side here from me. So yeah, guys, good luck, drive safe, and yeah, happy Lamborghiniing. Maybe.